Me, you nitwit.
There has been times when I'm watching certain athletes give everything that they have.
I got no problem
and I
with
can
the players.
see the criticism coming a mile away. I'm watching Joel Embiid. The guy's got a serious health condition going on. Clearly, his lower body is completely ruined. I don't know if it's going to be chronic, like Kawhi Leonard or whatever. Like, that guy cares. I'm watching him drag his body up and down the floor. I don't know. Like, not that Philadelphia is the most sympathetic character in the world, but that player in particular, if anyone crushes him in particular, I mean, really, honestly, is that what we're going to do? We're going to crush Joel Embiid?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, so StatMuse yesterday, they couldn't wait to try to dunk on him. And Eddie Johnson had to check my good friend Eddie Johnson, who joined us yesterday right here on 95.7 The Game. StatMuse threw Joel Embiid's fourth quarter stat line. Well, he was making plays. Okay, he didn't have the scoring output, but they had to hit threes or down late, whatever. We're not going to go straight to Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris made $39 million this season. $39 million. He signed a 5-year, $180 million contract. The guy took 2 shots yesterday and didn't score.
How, like, on what planet is he worth $40 million?
Now, yeah, I don't know. He barely displayed it. But he's a free agent. And no, I don't want Tobias Harris on the Golden State Warriors.
No.
I don't want Tobias Harris. I'm good. He's a good defender, but boy. Spinelli, look at the thread. I'll send you some Tobias stuff. This guy's unbelievable. But, people quickly turn to Joel Embiid. He scored 39 points. He got 13 rebounds on one leg and Bell's palsy in the left side of his face. All right? So in the fourth quarter of the playoffs, he only shot 23%, 11% from the three-point line. Whatever.
He's dragging out there. He's doing the best he can.
39-13 in an elimination game. So, Tobias Harris, and I got the, does that remind you of somebody, Bonte? Yeah, there's somebody who went 0 for 10 in the playing game, Klay Thompson. He's got 4 rings. And he built his reputation on playing well in big games.
No.
So, okay, he had a clunker. Tobias Harris, they did diddly poo in this league.
No, he's more Harrison Barnes than Klay. With Klay Thompson, are you kidding me? Even Harrison Barnes might have more playoff resume than Tobias Harris. What the heck? Like, what is the signature Tobias Harris moment?
Crickets.
Yeah. I never understood that contract. I never thought he was some elite player. He's getting paid twice at most what he's worth.
Yeah, no, at least.
I mean, at least.
I mean, $39 million this year for him. Now, you got other things happening in this league, and pull the Tobias Harris when you get a chance, Fedoni, because I want to play a soundbite he had in the offseason. He was talking that talk, and it did not age well. Some people thought he needed security out of Wells Fargo Center yesterday in Philadelphia. By the way, Philadelphia, best sports fans in the world. You needed your owners to buy tickets to keep Knicks fans out. Looked like it didn't help, Spinone. You see the guy courtside, the orange shirt, stunting, flexing.
I did.
Kind of wanted to be him for a night.
There was something that I did want to start with. Society, for a variety of reasons, and you and I can examine some of them, it bleeds into sports, and sports bleeds into society. They go back and forth. I'm noticing a trend of just an utter lack of respect across the board. You and I have talked about this. Fan behavior. We've talked about player behavior. We've talked about people's online behavior. We've talked about podcast-itis. And I think they're all into the same bucket. There's just a lack of respect. What?
You like podcast-itis?
No, I love it because we're going to get into it when it comes to Patrick Beverley. And I know he issued an apology this morning.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it
He
yet.
already issued an apology.
Well,
he's got to be better.
Too late.
Exactly.
It's too little too late.
Exactly. So, there's a fan behind in Indiana that had a basketball. I don't know where the basketball came from, but he fired a basketball, not hard, but fired a basketball over in the direction of Pat Bev after they were jarring back and forth. I have no idea what was said, but to me, it's like, all right, you the fan, you crossed the line. Just to me, lack of respect for the players. You don't throw things at the player. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a ball. To me, you never run on the field. You don't reach out. You don't touch them. No, you've crossed the line. And then Pat Bev crossed the line simultaneously and threw the ball back at the guy. Now, it's the heat of the moment. I'm not condoning the behavior. But at the core of everything, it's a lack of respect on both sides.
No doubt.
And then in the post game, Pat Bev's getting interviewed, and he says, "Do you subscribe to my podcast?"
Well, let's play the sound. Let's play the sound. So earlier in the series, here's what he said about guarding Tyrese Halliburton.
So what have you seen trying to defend Halliburton in this series?
Check the numbers.
For him,
I think he's shooting 19% from the three.
Just for him, outside of shooting, just as a playmaker, how have you guys tried to, I know Doc has said, hey, we tried to force him to his left.
If I gave you the ball for 41 minutes, you'll have 10 assists also.
So that's Pat Bev not giving the respect to Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, when you play 41 minutes, had the ball, you have 10 assists also. Blah, 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 blah. Now, we're going to get there, Shasky, because that was the other day. I'm just setting it up here. Because what happened last night, we got it. Because what happened last night, as you mentioned, the ball getting thrown at the fan, and he goes back and forth and hits another fan. First of all, he hit one female, and it's just like, why are you disrespecting the fans behind courtside? So they're talking trash. Why do you have to get into it? This is another example of Patrick Beverley being a sore-ass loser.
Yes.
Don't forget the Western Conference Finals, pushing Chris Paul in Game 6. That was uncalled for, and he's talking all this talk. Now, we get to the locker room, and I think this is a situation where he's been in the league for 12 years. What is he, 36 years old? He played overseas for 5. Patrick Beverley's not good enough to pull acts like this. I truly believe, and I tweeted this last night, I'm not even trying to be hyperbolic.
It gives me.
I believe he may have played his last NBA game. Why would a team sign a guy like this when he's doing things like this in the locker room?
Here. I'm sorry. Yeah. Before I finish. Yeah. You subscribe to my pod?
Do I subscribe to you? I do not.
So you can't interview me then. No disrespect.
Well, Jamal is here.
You subscribe? Okay, cool. Yeah. That's
cool. Again, there were a couple times within a bucket or two. In previous games, y'all have been able to kind of get over that hump, or maybe. Was it anything they did in particular, or was it just one of those where the bucket didn't go down, there wasn't the stop, they made one? What kind of prevented that you all from being able to get over, kind of like you have in the past?
You'll move that mic, please, or just get out the circle, please, for me, please, ma'am. If you're not subscribed to my pod, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, number one, I didn't know you had to be subscribed to his pod to talk to him. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are not subscribed to his podcast who talk to him. And two, it's a female in there, a producer who a lot of people know. I saw Brian Windhorst tweet about it. Mark Spears tweet about her, and I'll get her name in just a second. But as
Melinda Adams.
Melinda Adams. Okay, thank you, Spadoni, ESPN producer. She has her ESPN mic flag in front of him, and he's pushing the mic. He's like, get this out of my face. Not really in his face either. Just got to buy him. Get this out of my face. And you touch the mic, and you do it multiple times. And you tell her to get out the circle. So now you're throwing a ball at a female. You're throwing a ball at another fan, and now you disrespect the female in the locker room. He's a punk. Patrick Beverley, I'll say it, and I don't like name-calling guys. I don't like doing this. But he's a punk for doing that. And he's a sore-ass loser, and we saw this on multiple accounts, and he's not good enough to make the league look this bad. Patrick Beverley, you're lucky to be on the roster. All right, you've been on a million teams. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done seeing these guys who want to pretend to be new media, who want to have their podcast and do all that. Get the hell out of the league. Go.
See,
go.
You're making a very good, because there is a talent tolerance equation in life. If you're a great salesman, they're going to put up with a lot of stuff. You just think about it in your own work area. If you're extremely talented at what you do, a lot of companies will put up with a lot of BS. But the reality is, and I go back to, dude, this is just, why can't we have respect? Like, why can't we have respect for whatever? And first off, here's the irony of everything. Stephen Langford told me, from KCBS, used to do the morning show, it's not even his podcast. It's a Barstool podcast with a Barstool guy who's the head of the podcast, and he's a guest on said Barstool podcast.
No, they call it the Pat Bev podcast.
Yeah, but apparently it's a Barstool thing.
No, it's under Barstool, but it's the Pat Beverley podcast.
Under the umbrella, yeah. It's just, regardless, I mean, Bonte, what? Okay, have you ever had, I'm asking you, because you've been in these scrums. I've never been in a scrum. Have you ever been in a scrum where a guy gets testy, like people are too close to them? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and what's common practice?
Well, hey, guys, can you just give me some space here real quick? Yeah. And we all take a step back and you pay respect.
Have you ever seen anyone do that?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, I have seen media members, for example, Russell Westbrook. It's not the situation with me and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
But this is before Russell Westbrook was standing there and he's texting somebody, and then everybody's close. Hey, guys, could you guys back up a little bit and give us some space?
Gotcha.
Well, give him space. And then one of the media members asked him, who are you texting? Were you texting your wife?
Oh.
And he goes, what? The hell? Why are you worried about who I'm to? Like, and so some people get out of bounds.
None of your business.
It's none of your damn
going
business.
Back to respect.
Right, going back to respect. Respect the athlete. Athlete respect the media member, and we can let bygones be bygones. You know what I'm saying? Let bygones be bygones. But damn it, what happened last night? After you lose and you play terribly, after you're doing the whole too small thing,
Jesus.
you know what I'm saying? You're out here going too small.
One of the shortest players in the league.
Right. You're off a little touch foul from Halliburton, and you're talking and you're doing all this, and you lose by 22. And this is not the first time we see you be a sore loser. Enough is enough. You're not good enough to pull the shenanigans. You're disrespecting the game. You're disrespecting the guys who played the game. Be a professional. Be a professional. And it just looks, it's not, look, I don't think he's misogynistic whatsoever, but it does look like, hey, you're a girl, you're not subscribed, get the hell out of here. Who the hell do you think you are?
I just think agreed. I just go back, like, there's just a lack of respect. Like, and you see it all across, society. Right now, with social media being what it is, anonymously, people can just say whatever they want and do whatever they want. I mean, Bonte, this week you explained to me that somebody got your cell phone number and called you over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And to, like, mess with you, basically. Like, can we just respect each other? But I know, like, society has not been perfect since the beginning of dawn of man. Like, I understand all of that. But at the same time, I just keep coming back to this utter lack of respect on both sides. Look, I get it. You lost. You're in a very vulnerable state of mind. You're frustrated. There's a variety of things going through your head. You might be thinking about your career, all those things. But you talk about professionalism, and there are times in life where you have to take a step back and you just have to bite the bullet and go through certain things in life that you may not want to. But doing what he did, to me, is completely out of bounds. Both of them, both on floor, and I'm not going to weigh what's worse.
But
but
throwing the ball
was ridiculous.
Hit the female, and then you get the ball back, and then you throw it at another fan.
You can't.
What are you doing?
You can't do that.
What are you doing? Here's Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA after the game about what Pat Bev did.
Tonight, it appears, we don't know the circumstances, but it certainly appears he crossed the line.
Oh, he hit that lady in the head.
Throws a ball in the stands.
Hit that
and then he hit the ball back, and he fires it back.
Oh, he gone. He gonna get suspended. Man, he hit that lady in the head.
That'll be next.
Obviously, he was trying to hit that guy. It don't matter who he was trying to hit.
Yeah.
You can't hit no lady ever. Yeah. And then
you can't throw a ball at a fan.
I understand that, but listen, I've done stupid stuff, and and I got criticized. That's just wrong. He gonna get suspended for that, and that's gonna be a good one too, because he didn't do it once; he did it twice.
Yeah, no doubt. Don't expect that from a 35-year-old, 12-year veteran.
I don't expect that from an 18-year-old. That's just stupid.
Ernie Johnson, Charles Barkley, the set on Inside the NBA. I was watching that live, and it's despicable. Give the Pacers their credit. They played great. Don't be a sore loser. Don't be a punk. Throwing balls at fans. I don't care what the hell they said. You have to be a professional. Now, I do agree. There's some fans out there who get out of line. And what you were just saying here about the respect factor, people just tweeting things at people, no respect.
Saying things
that you wouldn't say in somebody's face. And there's all the fans who do that, who try to test these guys. They tried to test Westbrook over the years. If cried out loud, Westbrook would knock your ass out. So let's have some respect. We always talk about fans fighting fans in stadiums.
You've been on this.
And what it starts from, because I experienced this firsthand, Big Dog City Rose Bowl. Big Dog City, let's go Blue, let's go Blue. He's not talking to anybody. He's just fired up over Michigan. And two Alabama fans in front. Not even 5 minutes into the game. Turn around, shut the bleep up. That's enough. Shut the bleep up. Who the hell are you? But that's how people get knocked out. Well, that's how people get beat up. That's how people get put in the ambulance. And I'm not trying to, I don't like seeing that stuff. I don't like seeing fights in stadiums. We should all just enjoy a game because I love sports and it's paradise to me. But when you talk that talk and you do certain things like that, I just, oh my gosh, I just can't believe Pat Bev. He's not good enough to pull this off over. I'm tired of the act. I just want to get back to basketball. This is the type of stuff that keeps viewers away. This is the type of stuff that keeps sponsors away.
But it's unfair because, look, Anthony Edwards, we were talking about, face of the league, right? And how he conducts himself. Think of how many guys act like Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, all the young guard, where they seem to get it. You know what I mean? They seem to understand. how lucky they are,
right?
How great the fans are to them, how they are to the fans, and how they just do everything the right way. I mean, Steph Curry's the greatest example, but like even LeBron, we've never really seen LeBron do anything. 20-year career, totally in the sun,
right?
In the middle of the sun of the hot light, and has never done anything out of line. And then this one guy does something, and for the person who wants to blanket everything is going to say, see these NBA guys, and it's not fair. It's totally not fair. No, it is Pat Bev being an isolated idiot.
Well,
period.
Not only that, not only being an isolated idiot, but you got to think back, and this text is from the Xfinity Mobile text line 916. I agree with this. More gratitude, less attitude.
Oh, that's
more gratitude,
great.
less attitude.
I like
916. I like that.
Yeah.
And listen, Pat Bev should feel grateful. He had to spend his first 5 years overseas. He had to play in Russia. He had to play over there in Europe. He didn't get an NBA job. He was in the G League. He should feel grateful to still be playing this game at the age of 35 and getting jobs. If there's anybody who should feel grateful, it's a guy like Patrick Beverley. And the guy acts like he's Jay-Z or something. Nah, dude. Nah, that's not right. And what's the producer's name again, Spinodi?
Melinda Adams.
Melinda Adams. Way to stick in there. This she finally was like, the hell with this. I'm out. This guy's talking to me like that?
Disrespectful.
Subscribe to my podcast.
It's just so
Nobody wants to listen to your dumbass.
It's just so it's dehumanizing. It's so disrespectful.
Anyway.
And I just think that there has been, look, it's one that we could talk about transactions and stuff on the floor, and when you dehumanize people, no matter what it is, like come on, what are you doing? Like what are you doing? And to me, it's I'm going to bully you in front of a crowd because I have a position of power. It's condescending, it's demeaning, it's belittling, it's all of those things. I'm so sick of Pat Bev. Quite honest. And everybody laughed, and I laughed too. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. When he went on First Take, who was he blasting at the time? Come on.
Oh, Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Called him a traffic code. Said, oh, man, I'm just sipping wine. I'm having fun at night. But when I play Steph Curry, I'm getting a full night's rest. Girlfriend, leave me alone.
Now, he went on one day and did it, and we all laughed. Then he did it a second day. And what did I say to you the next? I said, are you just a broken record? Do you have a changeup? Is there anything other than that? Because if you don't, you're not going to last long in this quote-unquote new media game. You got to be able to talk in a more diverse way. And it's like the guy just... you're right. I think he is done with the NBA. The more you say it, I think you're right.
I think they should just leave him alone. Hey, we could find another Patrick Beverley. Not fair at all. So I'm looking at his page right now, Shasky. He quote tweeted Worldwide Rob, who's a great NBA fan. Not fair at all. Exchange between a fan and our ball club all night. We warned and asked for help all night. Not fair. But I have to be better, and I will. So he's basically not even really taking accountability. He hasn't brought up the locker room aspect of everything. I'm looking at him quote tweet what happened behind the bench. Not fair at all. Exchange between a fan and our ball club all night. We warned and asked for help all night. Not fair. Okay, Damian Lillard didn't throw a basketball at the guy.
No.
Giannis didn't throw a ball at the guy. They were on the bench all night long. No. Giannis was on the bench all night long. Doc didn't throw a ball. Thanasis Antetokounmpo was on the bench all night long. He wasn't throwing. He heard the same stuff. So you don't even really apologize. You just say, I have to be better, and I will. What? This is not even an apology. You're basically not taking accountability for what you did. In a situation like that, being a grown-ass man, hey, I was wrong for that. I apologize to those fans. Let me send them a care package. I'm a sore loser. And then, by the way, you still haven't apologized for what you did in the locker room. I guess he didn't think anything, oh, you're not subscribed to my podcast, get out of here. So that's what's going to happen all next year if Patrick Beverley gets a job. Nobody who's subscribed to the media members should be like, yeah, I'm not subscribed to your podcast. You going to tell Mark Spears to get the hell out your way? You going to tell him to back up? You know what I'm saying? This is disgusting, dude.
Well, that's my point. Like, I spend all year explaining to 12, 13, 10, 11-year-olds, I'm going to do it to my son. You have to rise above it. Right? I say it all the time. This is to 12-year-olds. I'm like, I don't care what this guy said or what this umpire did or whatever it is. You got to rise above it. You got to be the bigger man. You got to turn the other cheek. Like, all of the cliches that you tell people.
Yeah.
And a 35-year-old who is at the height of what the sport is can't understand that concept.
Yeah.
Again, I go back to the plain and simple lack of respect. There is an utter lack of respect in society, and it's